When the training ground caught fire, my mate rushed in to save his first love's son, leaving our pup in the fire and almost burned to death. The Omega housekeeper burst into my healing chamber, her face pale with panic. The young wolves training facility is on fire. My heart stopped. Alex was there for his combat training. When I rushed to the scene, I found Alex huddled in a corner, his skin covered in angry red burns. "Mom!" He stumbled into my arms, tears streaming down his ash-covered face. "Does father really not love me?" His voice cracked between sobs. My heart shattered as he continued through his hiccups. "Father was the first beta to arrive when the fire started. I thought he came to save me." Alex's small body trembled in my arms. I called out to him, begged him to help me. But he just ran past me. He went straight for Marcus, picked him up, and left me there in the flames. When the teacher asked, he told everyone he was Marcus's father. He didn't even look at me once. I held my burned, shaking son tightly against my chest, my eyes burning with unshed tears. I wanted to say something, anything to comfort him. But remembering Theo's cold indifference toward us all these years, the words died in my throat. I was filled with bitter regret. My mate Theo left our pack after our marking ceremony for 5 years. Recently he finally came back. I had thought after 5 years he had finally changed his mind about us, about our family. But I was wrong. So terribly wrong. He only returned because Sarah mentioned wanting to come back to the pack. That's when he rushed to arrange everything, even getting Marcus into the elite young wolf training program. I looked down at my son's burns, my hands trembling as I began the healing process. The wounds would heal, but I knew the scars on his heart would take far longer. "Dad!" Alex whimpered in pain as I applied the healing salve. "Why doesn't father want me?" I bit my lip until I tasted blood. The day we went to meet Theo at the pack borders, Alex had spent a month learning to bake. He wore his best training clothes and nervously asked me, "Mom, will father like the cake I made?" I nodded. "You're his only son, of course he will." But when we arrived at the borders full of hope, we saw Theo holding Sarah's hand, with 5-year-old Marcus in his arms. Alex and I froze in place. Marcus ran over and knocked the cake box from Alex's trembling hands. The cake Alex had practiced making for a month shattered on the ground. Theo barely glanced at the ruined cake. "Sorry, I don't like sweets. You two should head back first. I need to help Sarah and Marcus settle in." He didn't even look at Alex once, yet his eyes were full of warmth as he watched Marcus. Looking at the cake scattered across the ground, I closed my eyes in despair. "I'm sorry, Alex. It's all my fault. Next time when you're in trouble, call for me. I'll always come for you." After taking Alex to the pack therapist, I finally got him to sleep. But his little brows were still tightly furrowed. "Father, save me." He whimpered in his sleep. My heart felt like it was being torn apart. If it wasn't for what happened 5 years ago, Alex might not have to suffer like this now. 5 years ago, my best friend Ada saw how I had been pining for Theo for 8 years. On the full moon night when we turned 18, when our wolves first recognized each other as mates, she slipped an enhanced pheromone elixir into my wine. I was horrified when she locked me in Theo's room. "Sarah, what the hell are you doing?" Sarah leaned against the door, smiling. "I've known for years. Theo loves you too. He responds to your scent. He's just too proud to admit it. Last full moon when he shifted, I heard him howl your name. I tried to protest, but smelling Theo's scent made me feel like I'm on fire." Sarah's laugh echoed through the door. "Enjoy your night, sweetie." Then I heard the lock click. That night, Theo claimed me like he was possessed. The way he touched me, held me, marked me. I thought it meant he'd always wanted me to. When we woke up the next morning, Theo's voice was cold as ice. "I'll take responsibility. We'll hold the marking ceremony next week." I thought it was just his way of showing affection. I thought our happy life was about to begin. But at the ceremony celebration, I overheard him talking to his fellow beta wolves. "Theo, you're being too harsh on yourself. She's a talented healer, beautiful, and she obviously loves you. Plus you're true mates. Why not just accept it?" Theo's laugh was bitter as he took a drink. I watched from around the corner as he pulled out a sanitizing wipe and cleaned his hands, the hands that had just touched me during the ceremony. I did feel something for her at first. But now? Finding out she's the kind of Omega who would drug herself with pheromone enhancers just to trap a mate. He shook his head in disgust. Every time I think about how she threw herself at me that night, how she used chemicals to force a mating, it makes my skin crawl. An Omega who would stoop that low isn't worthy of being a beta's mate, much less mine. Before I could explain anything about the enhanced pheromone elixir, Theo visited European packs and stayed away for 5 years. I gave birth to the pup alone, took care of Alex alone for 4 years, and looked forward to Theo's return every day. After 5 years, he finally returned, but with his ex-girlfriend and her son. The empty villa was lonely and silent. I reached out through our mate bond trying to contact Theo but found myself blocked. Then suddenly, he walked into our den. Suppressing my anger, I spoke carefully. Alex needs to go to the treatment room tomorrow morning to change his burn dressings. Could you take him? Theo barely glanced at me. Can't. I'm taking Marcus for his physical examination tomorrow morning. Then he added coldly, if you must bring Alex to the treatment room, come in the afternoon. Marcus gets upset when he sees Alex calling me father. The rage I'd been containing finally exploded. How dare you? You left our son in a burning building today. He could have died. Theo's eyes flashed with anger. Sarah's mate died in combat. She couldn't go in to save Marcus alone. What was I supposed to do? You're supposed to save your own son first. My voice cracked with emotion. I made you my mate 5 years ago, and that hurt Sarah deeply, Theo growled. You have no right to stop me from protecting her and Marcus now. His words hit me like physical blows, each one tearing deeper than the last. The mate bond between us felt like ice in my veins. 5 years ago, I had carried Alex alone while Theo was away in Europe. For 5 years, I'd raised our son by myself, waiting for Theo to return, only to find he'd spent those years playing father to another child. Now Alex lay in his bed, covered in burns, still whimpering for the father who had chosen to save another pup instead of him. The partially written mate bond dissolution request sat on my desk, waiting to be submitted to the Alpha Council. If it was just me, I would have submitted it already. My wolf howled in agony each time Theo rejected our bond. But every time I thought about finalizing it, I remembered Alex's desperate need for his father's love. Every time I saw the longing in my son's eyes when he watched other pups with their fathers, I wanted to try one more time. The next morning, Alex's fever spiked dangerously high. His burns were hot to the touch. I rushed him to the treatment room, my heart pounding with worry. That's when we ran into Theo. He was holding Marcus's hand, with Sarah by his side. Despite his fever-induced dizziness, Alex's eyes lit up when he saw Theo. He broke free from my arms, stumbling toward his father with shaking steps. Dad. Alex stretched out his trembling hands, his voice weak but hopeful. Did you come to stay with me while I see the healer? I forgive you for yesterday. Theo stepped back, pulling Marcus closer to him. His face twisted into a frown. Didn't I tell you not to come in the morning? Why did your mother bring you here? Marcus suddenly shoved Alex hard. Stop calling him Dad. He's my father. Alex, already unsteady from the fever, fell backward. His burned skin hit the floor hard. His scream of pain echoed through the treatment room. Marcus moved to kick Alex while he was down. Stop! I shouted, quickly pulling Marcus away from my injured son. I scooped Alex up in my arms, his small body burning with fever. Marcus, apologize to Alex right now. Theo's eyes flashed with anger. How dare you lay hands on another wolf's pup? He pulled Marcus protectively behind him. I warned you not to come in the morning. You deliberately brought Alex here to upset Marcus. He didn't mean to hurt Alex. This is your fault for not listening. I held my whimpering son closer, feeling his tears soak into my shirt. Your fault. My voice trembled with rage. Your son is covered in burns because you left him in a fire. He has a fever of 104. Where exactly should I have taken him? But Theo was already turning away, gently checking if Marcus was okay. Sarah stepped forward with a practiced smile. I'm so sorry about that. Marcus has always been strong for his age. He barely touched Alex. We didn't expect such a little wolf to be as weak as an Omega. Her words made Marcus puff up with pride. That's right. He's just a bastard born from an Omega mother. So weak, and he still dares to try stealing my father. I clenched my fists, staring coldly at Theo. I had tolerated everything before this. His constant absence. His coldness when he spilled Alex's cake. His rejection of our den. But I would not tolerate anyone hurting my son. Theo, my voice was ice. Are you going to let them talk about your son this way? Theo's lip curled in disgust. It is Alex's fault for being so weak. Must have inherited it from his Omega mother. The mate bond in my chest felt like it was freezing over. Theo turned away, wrapping an arm around Sarah's shoulders. Come on, Marcus. Let's go get those rewards I promised you. Your physical test results were outstanding today. Can I get the silver training knife, Dad? The one you showed me yesterday? Of course, champion. Anything for my strong little beta. I looked down at my son's tear-stained face, his burns still angry red against his pale skin. In that moment, something inside me shattered completely. As they walked away, leaving Alex trembling in my arms, I finally said, let's dissolve the mate bond.